Hey everyone, Scooby-Doo here, and welcome to another Star Wars Wall reboot video. Today we're going to revisit the Spin Master Interactive Yoda. Right now we're looking at the 1/6 scale Hot Toys Yoda diorama that I built last month. And I'm going to attempt to modify the Spin Master Yoda once more to see if I can actually get him looking good on the actual wall itself. If you remember, I actually had him on before and then took him down, so this is my reattempt to get him back up on the wall. So if you can go ahead and join me into the other room, and we shall get started. Alright, the Spin Master Yoda. This guy came out last year, and I think a lot of people did like him, but overall I think it was an epic fail. They don't really sell for very much on eBay now, and so much so that I took him off the wall and had him in storage, and I really didn't even know what to do with him because he really wasn't worth much. So I wanted to try to get him back up onto the shelf. If you're not familiar with the Spin Master Yoda, he is interactive. I'll go ahead and flip him on really quickly. Yes, I did, Master Yoda.
Ready or not? The Force, you must learn.
So I thought he'd be really cool up on the wall, being interactive. However, when Spin Master did make him, they didn't have a safety mode on him. So he was basically, the only time you could, I guess, say play with him would be on the floor, because he had a motor and that would move him around and spin him around on the ground. And so the first thing I did when I first got him was I actually took out that motor on the bottom so that he would be stationary, but yet you could still turn him on and he would still be interactive. So again, pretty cool, but just, I don't know, I guess maybe a lot of collectors didn't like them. So what we're going to do today is, I have a bunch of different items. I went out in the backyard and got some tree branches, and I'm going to use some batting material, maybe to try to add some hair, because they just painted on his hair in the back. Right there, it's painted on. I'm going to black wash and try to bring out some of his wrinkles and stuff on his face.
The Force is with you.
Yes, it is. And then I'm going to take off his robe and try to dirty that up a bit. I have part of an old belt that I have, so I'm going to try to put a belt on him. And then just add some other little features to him, so he kind of will mirror the Hot Toys Yoda, and then hopefully he'll look good up on the wall. So we're going to get started by taking off his robe. I'm going to see if I can get that dirty. I don't know if I'll use those charcoal pastels or just take the robe out in the backyard and throw it in the dirt. But we will work on that.
And what question do you have?
No, I don't have any questions, other than I'm going to try to make you look cool for my Star Wars wall. So I guess I'm going to get started. I think I'm going to probably use this branch here, but I might put some paint on it to add some extra moss. More moss? Yes, more moss. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera. I'm going to take off his robe, do some painting, and do some black washing, and maybe I can...
A Jedi must have the deepest commitment.
Yeah, you do interrupt a lot.
Serious mind.
Yes. So anyway, so I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to do some work on him, and we'll be back in a few minutes and see what we come up with. Alright, so I've been working on his shelf, you can see here. Now, one note about the shelf is actually smaller than Yoda. So he'll be hanging over the shelf a little bit. And also too, I'll actually be mounting him to the shelf with some screws. So I just want to show you the update on that. Here's the Yoda. I actually took off his robe. I'm weathering it right now. I will show you that once it gets out of the dryer, but I did add some moss to the bottom and some white highlighted paint. And now we're actually going to be working on his face a little bit. And for that, we're just going to be using the old standby black wash. I've had the same stuff. I've had the same bottle of black wash for like over a year. You don't have to use a lot of it. Just want to show you, just put it in there. I'm going to get it in its creases. actually just smudge it up. I don't like the brush I'm working with. I don't know if that really it up so you can see. Now I'm going to take some of that off, but I'm going to be getting into the creases, and I'm going to work around his eyes. Do the same thing around his eyes right here. Show you really quickly. That black wash in there, a black eye. Kind of go in there with my fingers. And there you go. Looks a little bit older and a little bit darker. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this because it's just too hard for me to angle the camera and work on it at the same time. So I just wanted to show you the technique I was using. And I'm going to do the same thing on his hands and his feet to make him look a little bit older. Okay, I got the Yoda all put back together. You see I gave him a leather belt. Cut that down to size from a regular belt that I had. Tattered up his robe. Actually just used a steak knife and just kind of scraped it and added some of that black charcoal. Make it dirty, got it wet, and then threw it in the dryer. And then here on the top, you see we got his hair. Now with the hair, I used batting material. It's the same stuff I used for the clouds on my wall. This is stuff, just a little bit of hot glue. We'll go ahead and turn them on. Yeah, where's your button at?
Greetings, Padawan. Ready or I? The Force you must learn.
So now I feel he looks a little bit more like the older Yoda. And now we'll go ahead and get him up on the wall and see what he looks like. Okay, so here's the Yoda up on the wall. Somewhat comparable, but not really, but I think he does look a little bit better than he did before. Now this display is not finished. I'm actually going to be adding the moon of Dagobah, and then I'm probably going to add some clouds and some vines and different things. Make it have more of a like a swampy look and tie the shelves in a little bit more together. We'll move this just a little bit closer here. Hey Yoda, show me the Force. Well, I don't know what things to say. What is it? Hey Yoda, let me ask you a question.
Yes, my Padawan. A question you may ask.
How do you like your new makeup and outfit?
Yes. Yes.
All right, well, there we go. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And again, I have a lot of new videos that are going to be coming out with all of these reboots. So I shall talk to you guys later and hope you guys are still having a fantastic weekend. Say see you later, Yoda. Show me the Force. I want to be a Jedi.
A Jedi, yes. Focus you must have to move objects and opponents with the Force. Extend your hand, you must.
Yes, I will.
And push with the Force.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.